Welcome to the Business Legends podcast, where we interview business leaders and entrepreneurs, and sometimes even ourselves, so that you can learn from their mistakes, grow your own inspiration, and pump up your bottom line. I've never messed that up before, and I just did for the first time ever. So we're growing and pumping whatever we want to. Today, we're your business legends. It's just myself, Reece, host of the show, along with co-host, CEO of Business Marketing Solutions Group, Christian Webb. Say hello.
Hey, so we're messing up introductions, and today's going to be a short one.
Short one.
Because it's free.
Because it's all about the topic of the day is free shit. So I want you to think about the second word that I said, shit. How often do people associate the word free with the word shit? Because I know that I'm not the only person in the world that ever said free shit before. I know I'm from Mooresville, and I say, and I curse a little bit every now and then and whatever, but when something is free, people just don't appreciate it. And we've in the past couple months here, we have definitely learned our lessons from certain different types of ploys that we've done and different marketing techniques and stuff. One of the examples of that is that we were trying to help some businesses out and provide some free marketing services to them, which, by the way, was at no short cost to us. I mean, we still have the same overhead, same employee wages to pay, same office bills, same everything. And man, it was just
We were literally giving away 60 days of marketing to
Yep.
any business that was struggling during COVID
Yep.
with absolutely no catches. No contract,
No
no
contract.
extra fees, doesn't automatically start charging you, nothing. We got
Yep.
like 70 leads,
and
split up by half of them.
And you know what word that I would like to use to describe this endeavor? It was a shit show. So it was awful, man. I mean, it was just very different. I mean, everything from the types of people that we got that were interested in it. And I mean, listen, the way that we put that message out there was that we were just trying to help. We were just trying to do something philanthropic. Now, don't go home and write to your husband and wife and say that these assholes at Business Legends are not wanting anybody to ever do anything nice for their fellow man or anything. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying here is that if you're offering something for free, just forget it, because people are not going to appreciate it. I'll give you another example. So we were working with this customer who shall remain nameless, since I'm about to tell this story. But we were working with this other customer, and we just decided, hey, we were working really hard for them. They're not getting the results they want to see. Happens. It's in a tough time, tough environment, tough climate, tough everything. I mean, COVID changed the whole world. But so we up and decided, hey, we're going to do a logo design. Now, a logo design, I mean, God, you can price them out. I mean, anywhere from $300 to $10,000, depending on if you want to have the most sophisticated logo ever. Now, what happens is we end up saying, "Hey, man, we're going to give you this logo for free. We're going to do this for you. Try to help you out a little bit. We know you're struggling with work or whatever." What a mistake that was. Oh my God. So, generally speaking, we'll present, I don't know, 10, 15, 12, something logos to a customer and say, hey, choose one of these. These are not meant to be permanent. These are just ideas that we have for your brand that follow along with that. So about, 50 or 60 logo renditions, about 40 hours worth of work, and and something else. It was the pickiest, worst situation that we ended up in from a business perspective.
We should have said you're limited to at least 49 renditions.
Yeah, limited to 49 renditions or something like that. It's interesting. I think that there's definitely a way to utilize free behavior, free services, free products, and stuff like that. But
so there's actually a study on this. So that this group of people, they bought two hotels or two apartments, two studios, whatever, in Venice, and they made
like
one.
Italy.
Yeah, Italy.
Okay.
So they made one really expensive. It was $1,200 a night, and you could only book 3 nights at a time.
Okay.
The other one was free, and you could book 3 nights at a time. And they had them both going. One was booked. The one that you charged for was booked 85% of the year. The one that was free was only booked 30% of the year.
Wow.
Because they would book it all and then they'd cancel.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have any attachment to it.
Yep.
Something would come up and they'd be like, "Oh, never mind, I'm good. It was free anyway." Free anyway. That's what you never want someone to say.
Yeah, for sure. I believe firmly in the value proposition about things, And one of the ways in my personal life that I have thought about that, look at this golden retriever, look at that. Look, that would distract anybody right there. I hope
It might or might not be on camera.
I hope that's on video right there. Oh, look at the sweet. Oh, that there's no chance of that not.
We were
right
attacked
there.
by the golden retriever.
We were attacked by the sweetness right there. I think David's going to be able to get a pic. Hurry, David, hurry, get it. Yay. Oh, he's so sweet. He's such a sweet dog. Oh my God. So when it comes to, freeness and stuff, what I thought about in my personal life. So I believe in the value proposition, right? I believe that things are worth what people are willing to pay for them, no matter what. I mean, I come from buying and selling classic cars, and what makes a hunk of metal worth $1 million? Nothing. I mean, it's not like it's made out of diamonds, but it's the history of it. The value that people place behind it. I noticed it in my personal life when, believe it or not, I was playing video games. And so there was this game that was just, I was playing 2 games at once, and I mean, not at the same time, but I mean, like at that period of my life, like I was switching between the 2. And one I paid $60 for, and it was just a turd. I mean, it was an awful video game. And then the other one was awesome, and I got it for free. It was one of those free Xbox deals or something like that. And the game was awesome. And which one did I end up playing more? The one that I paid for, And it was just me trying to get something out of it. Long ago when we were personal trainers, for example, I think about when we had paid clients and how much results they would see as compared to people when they're just working out together and stuff like that. I mean, I'm proud to say that back when we were personal trainers, we had all kinds of clients that would get all kinds of results, and they paid for those.
Yeah, sure.
It's an interesting paradigm. I mean, I think that a lot of the big social media stars or whatever, your Gary V's of the world, where they're talking about like give and give stuff away for free. There comes a point where money needs to cross hands, because otherwise there's no attachment to it.
Yeah. But at the same time, I believe in giving content. I don't believe in giving service for free very often. It has to be extremely planned.
Yeah.
To the point where there's still some kind of crazy value proposition, like you lose your firstborn if you don't show up to the meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, something tied to it, something that makes it valuable,
Like, hey, it's free, but you're putting a $500 deposit down that's refundable on your appointment.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that by and large people would attend those meetings a lot more if there was something like that. And the thing that's funny about that too is that it's like the people that have a distaste for that, you're talking to them and they say, "Oh yeah, I'll be there for sure," whatever. And you say, "Okay, but you're gonna have to put a $100 deposit down, $500 deposit down, or whatever." "Oh no, I don't want to do that." It probably signals that they weren't that interested in something to begin with.
That's true. Because if you're definitely going to show and you're definitely going to get your money back, then why are you worried about it?
Yeah, why are you worried about it? I would say, okay, here. I mean, I'll see it soon. Whatever, dude. It's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing. One of the things that I saw very recently about Gary Vee was how he was talking about how every business with content should provide a reason why people shouldn't do business with them. And I just thought that was a crock of shit, personally. I just thought it was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard in my entire life. Like what is this reverse psychology bullshit? I mean, are we in 5th grade? It's, I don't know, man. I saw it and I was like, this, you didn't really knock it out of the park with that one, Gary. There weren't any home runs in this one.
Well, with his audience, he did.
Yeah, with his audience. There's something really interesting about that, though, is that I wonder if Gary realizes what position that he's put himself in due to the popularity that he has, due to the amount of followers that listen to him and abide by him, like David over there. And I wonder if he is in a position where he realizes the reason that type of stuff works for him is because he's established himself as a thought leader in his shape, right? So since he's a thought leader, he doesn't have to worry about business coming to him because he's established himself in that way already.
I'm curious if he's done that since the beginning.
I don't know.
You'd have to backtrack to see.
Yeah, you would. I mean, he had the wine TV.
And he might have been like that on the wine TV, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I know that he was funny, and I know he did tastings.
Yeah, and he did back then. From my understanding, his origin was he would do wine reviews and stuff.
But he would tie it to political things.
Yep, and he he had a very outlandish personality, and he was eccentric, and he was very entertaining. And the entertainment value was definitely there as well. So it's kind of interesting to see how these things.
If you can make wine tasting entertaining, you can probably make anything entertaining.
Yeah, what I'm crushing on Gary Vee today a little bit, I guess. But one of the other things is where he's providing this content or whatever. I almost hate that we're in that world because we're in a world now where I mean, this is a Gary Vee quote too. He says that we live in a world now where quantity is much greater than quality of content. And he couldn't be more right about that one.
But that's not his fault, right?
Yeah.
So you just have so many people doing everything.
So much
right?
distraction.
You probably have
constantly.
40,000 digital marketers in the United States.
Easily, if not more. Yeah.
Not more. And they're all creating content. And then you have all these banks creating content. Every industry is so saturated that if you're not putting out multiple pieces a day, you're just not even alive.
Yeah, you're not even relevant to the story. And it also, I would love to see some quantifiable research on this. But what I do know for a fact is that back in like the 70s, the average amount of time that somebody would have to see something in order to consider the brand for their own personal patronage was in the single digits. Now it's well into the doubles. And if you're a financial advisor, forget it, dude. I mean, you have to get to know people on an individual basis. They need to know your brand like 50 plus times in order to do business with you.
There's another one. Financial advisors giving out free financial plans.
Yeah. That's notorious. The thing that's kind of interesting. You've accused me correctly of being very cynical in the past. I don't know however long we've been friends, I guess. But forever. But I wonder if so whenever I hear like a financial advisor talking about like, we'll give you a free financial advice or attend this webinar or something, like my first guttural instinct on this is timeshare. Like I know that you want to do business with me.
I know you're trying to sell me on something.
I know you're trying to sell me some shit. Like I wish that people would just cut the bullshit,
Be more honest.
Yeah, I think that it's very difficult to make that ask too, I think that people kind of have to be warmed up.
Hey, are you unsure when you're going to die?
Yeah.
Great, we need to get a life insurance plan in place.
Yeah. Yeah, hey Christian, when are you planning on dying?
I have no clue.
All right,
Hopefully
cool.
not soon.
That's the way it should be, man. I sort of think I'd be very interested to see this over the course.
If somebody did that, they would break the mold.
Yeah,
because they'd be the one and only. Like they would be the outlier.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think that our culture is deserving of a mold break, and I think that there's just so much free shit out there and just stuff, just content that just. I mean, and a lot of it is, it's very hard to dig through the riffraff and such, one of the other things is that there's really no qualifications to become an expert in something anymore,
Yeah.
I mean, back when people valued higher level educations and stuff, like there were certification processes that were involved with stuff. I mean, I would argue that the only certifications that really matter anymore from a professional standpoint are when you have like an accounting degree,
Yep.
when you have an MD of any type, so any thing like that, or when you have your JD, when you're officially an attorney at law. By the way, all three of those are white collar professions too. So it's kind of interesting. I mean, when's the last time that you hired a handyman based on some kind of certification or accreditation they have?
Didn't happen.
Maybe you think about like whether they're bonded and insured or something, but by and large, I mean, people just don't give a shit anymore about that stuff.
Don't even think about it, really.
Yeah.
Which is kind of scary.
It is.
Because the bonded part's really scary. They put a hole inside your house and they're not bonded.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Oh, well, oops. I'll never forget.
We'll fix that too, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh, look at that hole. I don't know what happened. There was a scene one. There was a ladder, and then I went to lunch, and then there was a hole in your house. I don't know what happened. Oh, it's a scary climate that we live in, man. And I was thinking very recently about what qualifications somebody needs to have to be an expert type of thing, and it's like people want to speak about things that they have no clue about. I used to be in a networking group, and I'll never forget. I was sitting there, and I won't say the names of the group or the person or anything like that. And they were just spouting things that were just blatantly untrue, And it was kind of funny. The what they were speaking about particularly was marketing, and they were talking about paid marketing versus free marketing type of thing. And they were basically saying how you won't get the you won't get the results that you need with paid. And then I have a meeting with this person, I don't know, 2 weeks after that. And this has been years ago. It's been a while back, but I have a meeting with this person. I was like, yeah, man, I mean, it's kind of funny. That was your perspective on this. I mean, this is what it actually works like. And he goes, oh my God, I had no idea. I had no idea that, you could achieve this type of thing. I specifically remember the examples and stuff too, man. I mean, he was bragging about how, he wasn't spending a dime on his Facebook and he had gotten, I don't know, 500 impressions or something like that.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And then we had coffee, and I like this person. I mean, I went and saw a comedy show with this person too. He's an awesome dude. And I showed him, I was like, it's kind of funny you were bragging about that because, here's a person that spent a couple $100 and their message got seen 100,000 times. It's like, if you got a couple $100 to spend and you want your message to really get out there, like, I don't know, organic's just kind of...
It's like bragging about going to Dollar General and finding some really badass clothing.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like, try to get into merchant and trade with that stuff, man. Like, it's... I don't know, it's an interesting
plastic
climate.
collar.
Yeah, it's an interesting climate that we live in for sure. Back to the Gary Vee and the quantity of content over quality of content. I really think that it's kind of a shame because I think that there's a lot of really quality things that could really benefit people, where people that are bona fide experts on things are speaking eloquently about their topic at hand, and it just gets drowned out by all the stupid shit that's out there, all the free stuff.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if our marketing was just entertaining and had nothing to do with marketing, we'd be viral.
Yeah, probably.
But the fact that we're actually sharing marketing knowledge, it's like you have to really pinpoint where to send it.
Yeah. That's an excellent point. I think maybe we should just go with the viral stats.
Just go viral crazy.
I got an idea for you. Here we go. So I'm gonna grow my beard out. So instead of being a shortcut, I'm gonna grow it out.
Is it gonna be a free beard, or are you gonna groom it?
A free beard. Free the beard. So it's gonna be at least several inches. You got to have a little bit of girth to your beard.
This will take like 6 months.
For me, it's gonna take like 6 days. Like this is not okay. So I'm gonna grow out a big fat beard. And I'm going to paint my face, and I'll just be the marketing Viking, and then like we need to like this idea is gonna get real dumb. We need to just put me on camera, just smashing stuff with like an axe.
How about I smash you into the wall in slow mo with David videoing?
I mean, these things are all possible
with all Viking gear.
All Viking gear. Yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't count.
Pay dads matter.
Yeah. Oh, that's something else. I feel like we've really let loose some steam this morning on this podcast, talking about well, we got we've been getting burnt by that idea. What is there? So let's play the other side of the coin. Do you think that there's a way that people can utilize free stuff and make it work for them and not get burnt?
I think you can utilize free advice to people that can potentially be a referral partner for you. There's a really sweet lady that I helped out that does commercial insurance, which she's our commercial insurer actually, and she asked me for help, and I helped her out with the problem that she had. And I'm not going to say her names because I haven't asked her, but basically she shared that with like 30, 40 people.
Yeah.
People asked me for help again, so that's free advice. Took about an hour of my time. I had to drive 20 minutes to talk to her about it.
Sure.
Helped her out a lot. She saved about $3-4 grand for the year because she was paying some bullshit SEO service.
Yeah.
$199 a month.
I remember the story. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They were literally going over her My Business, just looking at the. Okay, so your info's good. Your organic.
So she was paying a digital interpreter. Is what she was doing.
Exactly. And I was like, cancel this. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And she did. But she really pushed our name out there and told everybody about us. And I think that is when free content and free advice pays off.
Yeah.
But that still has to stop. Like if she would have asked again, I would have had to charge her.
Sure.
I mean, it's just the way it is.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I almost think I was on a call very recently, and it was like a marketing professional, I don't know, roundtable type of call, I guess, and they were talking about how they don't charge for every little thing type of thing, and
we know a guy like that.
Yeah, and I just think it's really interesting because by and large, it's like, if somebody has the right mindset about what it means, like if I don't know, if you had Christian's kooky crawdads shop or something like that, and I gave you free advice, you would have the mentality to know like, hey, I don't expect anything in return, but it would be great if you could put my name out there type of thing. And you would, because we have that type of mindset, you know? But when people are just, I always think about Oprah Winfrey. So that's going to sound like a wild segue, but it's the Oprah example. So Oprah gave everybody that needed a car in her audience, she gave everybody in her audience a car one time, right? And every single person that knows that story also knows that Oprah Winfrey is the one that did it. So it's the Oprah example. Like it's good to do good, but make sure that people know that you're the one that did it, type of thing. There's my closing thoughts. Do you have any extra special things? You want to ask me a funny question since it's just us today?
No, you don't get anything extra because it was free.
That's something else. This is Reece signing out.
Peace.